What up, y'all? We are back with another episode of Real Gents, Real Talk, broadcasting live right here out of the great city of Dallas.
What's up?
We are
What's up?
broadcasting live out of the After Party Radio. What up, boss lady?
What's up?
That's right. It's another episode of Real Gents, Real Talk. Y'all know this is the month of Pride, so we are really, really diving into talking about pride and things pertaining to pride in the community. As far as LGBTQ, African Americans, just how they coincide. And today is a really, really interesting topic. But before we get into the topic, I got to bring my brothers on. What up, Neiman?
What's up?
What up, Chris?
What it do?
What's up, Dior?
Oh, hell, the king.
Oh,
Give me this, the king.
That's right. We are back. Real Gents, Real Talk. Y'all know we don't mind talking about shit. We gonna get down to the get down.
Unfiltered.
We like to have uncomfortable conversations.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Very uncomfortable. Yes. We've been good for the first few episodes, but we're gonna really dive in.
Yeah.
We're gonna really dive in. We got some things in store for y'all, so we hope y'all are tuning in. We know it's a lot going on in the city starting tonight.
Yes.
Through the rest of the weekend.
Yes.
Yes.
So if you are not live right now, make sure you share the live, so that those that are not able to watch right now can tune in to the re-air later on this evening, because it will definitely be posted. We keep the lives up. We don't take nothing down.
No.
Y'all really been rocking with us. Like,
We appreciate y'all. We really
appreciate
yes,
it.
really got some
Big
love.
shouts out to y'all. Y'all have really
Yes.
been rocking. We've been getting some really, really good feedback. Most definitely. If you are not following any of our social media platforms, please do that.
Yes.
Please go follow Real Gents, Real Talk, Facebook, Instagram,
Hit that button.
YouTube.
Hit that button.
Yeah, we all over the place.
Yes.
Worldwide, baby.
We popping up everywhere.
Everywhere. So, gentlemen, y'all know this is the week of Juneteenth
Yes.
and Pride Week. How y'all feeling? What y'all got planned? What y'all got in store? I know you busy.
Ooh, busy.
Because you work with the organization that's sponsoring the weekend, so.
Yeah, so it's a lot. It's we got a lot in store. I plan to be outside.
Outside.
I'm be outside. I'm
I'm trying to be
everywhere.
outside too.
I'm
trying to be outside with the hoes. You heard me?
trying to get done up.
Yeah. If I can get from behind that chair, I'm trying to be at every event. You hear me?
All of them. You
For
hear
real,
me?
for real.
But I got to get that money first. Yeah, come on, get them haircuts.
Come
follow
get
your
them
boy
wigs
Cuts by
slapped on,
Chris.
them braids put back, them twists put in. Come on.
Come on, holler at me. I'm available.
What about you? What you gonna do?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, I'm grateful though. I'm grateful to be able to do the things that I'm doing. Mentally, it's draining. Ooh, physically, it's draining. But I'm grateful.
That's what
I'm
you
not
wanted,
complaining.
Hopefully you get somebody to
That's why
rub
you
you
have to
down
be
afterwards.
careful what you ask for.
That's true.
Okay,
He
shout out.
give it to you.
Yeah.
He gonna give it to you.
That's true.
But
Shout out to God.
Yeah, I'm definitely grateful, for the opportunity. I'm gonna definitely be busy this weekend completely. Like, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to be able to do everything that I need to get done. But I'm definitely
I
excited.
think it's time for you an assistant.
Whew, man. And you know what? The crazy part, I had so many people that have asked me about doing it, but I'm such a do-it-myself. Because,
Hands on, yeah.
Yeah, I be knowing what I want done in that moment, and in my mind, I've already got it mapped out, and so I know that they can't read my mind.
That's how I
And so in order for me to tell you, pinpoint everything that I need, I just do it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm trying to get better with that. And I'm actually seeking therapy.
Really?
This is
right,
something, this is
I love
something.
that.
That's what's up. I commend you on that.
So
My niece called me and told me I needed to do that, and she's my niece. I was like, okay.
I think every black gay man should go through therapy, no matter if you're going through something or you just. I think everybody should. I went through therapy myself, with only other reasons, but overall, it helped.
But how do you find the right therapist? Like, how do you know this one is good for you?
For me, it felt like it was just right. And put a pin on that. If you guys need a therapist at Abounding Prosperity, which is my place that I work, we have licensed therapists there.
Okay.
They're good. They're licensed. They're top notch. I never felt like I needed therapy. I needed therapy, but when I went through it and I started seeing the changes in myself and how it would make me feel when I left, and knowing that I just put all this on this one person who don't even know me, and she have to carry it now, and it's off of me, it just feels so good. And then every time I would come back, it would just be more and more I'm taking off of my plate, and I would just be like, I can breathe. It feels good. Like, so I feel like just try it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my people call your people, and we're gonna do lunch.
Yeah,
Okay, because
you
you supposed to be coming to church with me. You supposed to be going to therapy with me. You know, you got a lot to do.
I need to do that.
No, and it's free. It is not charged.
Okay.
Like, so.
And so, you know, the crazy part, who got me hooked on that and who really made me realize how important it is to do that was Kurt.
Okay.
Because I would call Kurt with a lot of stuff. And he was, and you know, Kurt, girl, come up here. Let's come to my office so we can talk.
Right.
And so when I went up there, he actually introduced me to one of the therapists through Abound in Prosperity.
Okay.
And, like, it was really, really amazing, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, he going to look out, you know, he going to make sure you're taken care of. And so, yeah, like, it opened my eyes to a lot. Mm-hmm. So now I have a lady that I'm going to that I'm interested to see how this goes because this will be my first time. Mm-hmm. But when we met, it was so organic. And, you know, and it was like, I felt like she knew something was going on because, like, it was in, like, the hug, you know, just the, you know, how are you doing? And everything okay? You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I felt like she already noticed something.
Right.
And so it was cool. So I'm excited to see how this plays out. Yeah.
That's what's up.
And it's the way that they can read you. That's crazy. Exactly. Like, she could say, how are you today? And how I respond, she's like, come talk to me. And I'd be like, seriously. Wow, no, I'm good. She'd be like, okay, come on, let's talk. No, and then here you go, I'm pouring all this out. And she was like, yeah, I felt it.
Yeah. For real, I feel you on that because I thought I needed anger management. And that's why I started with anger management. And she was like, you don't need anger management, you need a therapist. And that's when I started seeking a therapist because I really thought I had anger issues, but no, it was deeper than I know the steps. When you know the steps of how to control your anger and how to put yourself out of a position of being angry, then it's not anger issues. You have deeper issues, and that's when I found out I had deeper issues. And yeah, therapy do work, man. So I'm proud of you, bro.
I commend, and you know, with us being going back to the levels, with us being black, being gay, and being male. I feel like that we have so much that we take on. We have so much that, because I don't even think we realize and understand that not only do we carry our own issues and problems, we carry our friends' issues and problems.
Yeah,
that's true too.
Yes.
And so that weighs so much. It's so much weight on us that we don't even realize a lot of times that we're carrying all this extra baggage. Right. And so then when you explode, and
it's like you're crazy.
Yeah. And then a lot of times what happens is you explode on the people that really have not done anything to you, but have just pushed you. Whatever they did at that moment pushed you to that level. Right. To
that
go
straw,
off.
that final straw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, straw.
Yeah. That was a good movie, by the way, too.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, so, you know, I'm excited about it. But, so today's topic, we're talking about pride segregation. So, wow. So, for years, we've always known there to be a white pride and a black pride.
Yeah.
And I don't ever think that we ever stepped back and thought about why.
Right.
You know, and it was a couple of people that I really wanted to have in this conversation, which I definitely think we might have to do part 2 on this because there are some people that I really feel like would have more input.
Right.
And that would probably give us more insight in the conversation. But I think this is a good foundation to start the conversation.
Right.
You know, and for years for me, I didn't even know, when I came out, I didn't even know what black pride was. I had no clue what pride was. I had never heard of it, had never been to one. And so, of course, you know, me coming from Little Rock, Arkansas, you know, we didn't have a pride. That, you know, that wasn't a part of what we did. And so I went to Houston to Splash in like 1999, 2000.
Ooh.
And
you told your age. You told your age.
I mean, I don't have an issue with my age. I'm 45 and I'm proud of it.
Okay.
So, you know, when I went, it was like you know, and at this point, this is when Splash was in its prime, which, you know, big shouts out to Houston because I think this year they really got back to what Splash used to be back in the day.
Oh, really?
Okay.
But yeah, so it was like, this is when Splash was in its prime. So like, even when you walked into the host hotel, like the Davenports met you at the door. Welcome to Houston Splash. They gave you an itinerary of everything that was going on for the weekend. They helped you check into your room. Like they all had on T-shirts that said Davenport. It was like a vibe. You know what I'm saying? This is when Big Yo was popping.
Yes,
So it was like, of course, this is when Galveston was, the
beach party.
The beach party was the thing to do. And so for me coming from a little town like Little Rock and being in somewhere like Houston, experiencing this, it opened my eyes to so much. And so when I got home, it started to make me question. I started to do research on Black Pride. And so when I started looking, I then realized that Arkansas was the only the only state in the region, in the southern region, that did not have a Black Pride.
Wow.
Memphis had one. Dallas, Houston had one. Mississippi had one. Everybody had a Black Pride in the southern belt, but Arkansas. And so that's what made me prompt to start Black Pride in Arkansas.
Oh, you started that?
Yeah. And so here we are, 20 years. They just celebrated 20 years last week.
That's what's up, man.
Congratulations on that. You
I
learned a little history.
Dallas was, if I'm mistaken, back in the day, it used to be in like
It used
September.
to be 2. So there were 2 prides at one while.
Yeah.
And Pride was in September.
Right. That's why I knew like the Black Pride was September, October.
The year
we were turned up.
before Kurt passed, he merged the 2. Because Juneteenth had gotten so big that people just assumed that Juneteenth was Pride. Right. So everybody would come to Juneteenth and then they wouldn't come to Pride. So he just kind of made the decision to merge the 2.
Yeah, because I remember a long time ago, doing the fall time.
And I think, to a certain extent.
Right, the fair time.
To a certain extent, because it was Grambling Prairie View weekend. Yeah, PV weekend. So, but I think to a certain extent, we still celebrated in that time frame, but he did like merge the 2 together because everybody was so accustomed to Juneteenth being considered Pride.
Why is Pride so segregated?
Now that's a good question. And for me, I can't say for sure what it is. I think it probably stems back way further than we'll probably ever can imagine. I can't really say why it's segregated. Now, my thought process on it is maybe because we didn't feel included. Maybe.
That could
possibly.
We don't even have a parade though.
And you know what? I thought about that, but if you look at the scope of Black Pride, no other state does a parade for Pride. Black Pride.
No.
They're all the white Pride.
And that's segregated.
It is.
Because like, why we can't do it? Like,
so maybe that's a white Pride thing. It's not a Black Pride thing.
I mean, who said we couldn't do it though?
Why we can't?
They didn't say we couldn't. They never said that. But maybe we just haven't took the initiative.
So I think for us,
if
you really look at the breakdown, we focus more on the nightlife.
Right.
They focus more on the daytime.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
So they put all their emphasis on daytime, and then the nighttime they allow. But then they
But it sounds about right.
Like the
Light,
strip,
white, black, dark.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking that, but I didn't want to say it.
Okay. If you think again,
makes sense.
Let the niggas come out at night.
If you think going back in time,
Stupid.
being gay was not what it is now for us as
For sure.
us African Americans.
No, right. Yeah.
So we could not be out and proud. For a lot of us, within the last 20, 30 years, being black and just being gay, it was not a thing.
Right.
We didn't dominate the industry like fashion, hair. We didn't makeup. We didn't do that. Now, I mean, if you think about it, I kind of look at how Black Pride and White Pride is compared to ballroom. Because you have ballroom, you have the white version of ballroom, which is a sort of dancing, and you have the black version of ballroom, which is a whole different culture.
Right.
Yeah.
But for years, ballroom was an underground thing.
Right.
And so I kind of felt like maybe that's what Pride was at one point. So if you're looking at it from that standpoint, if it was underground, everything was at night, late at night.
Definitely.
So what do you do late at night? You party.
Right.
That's true. So what do Pride mean to y'all? Like, individually, what do Pride mean to y'all as far as like like the events and like the nightlife, like you said, like we as black, we only worry about the nightlife. You know what I'm saying? So like, what does it mean to y'all, and why do y'all feel like it's segregated between, and what's different between the white culture and the black culture, like as far as pride?
Well, there was a lot of questions in one.
It was.
So shit, I'm gonna have to take my time. But
And for you, because this is the area that you work in, because you sit in these spaces more than we do. So you hear these conversations, and you know, because I know like your organization was a big part of Dallas Pride.
Yeah, and then on top of that, it's a black-led organization.
Yeah,
so
right.
I don't know. That's why it's good to have these talks, because that's weird. I never just sat back and really just thought white pride, black pride. But I would know when pride would come up, they would be like, "You going out next week?" No, it's white pride. We go out next week. You know, and that was just after us doing it so long, it was just a custom in my head. White pride and black pride. We go out there to the white pride, we're gonna see them doing things we don't do.
Right.
You know, so I just got accustomed to that. And for me, what pride means is just, you know, celebrating who I can authentically be myself. Like, I can be out proud. I can be a black man that's gay, that's a father, that's a hard worker. That's just me being authentically me, and I'm being celebrated and celebrating these other people that's just like me this month. Because a lot of us, when we first come out gay, you don't feel like there's nobody like you. You don't feel like you got a counterpart that's going to understand you. And it's like, just to be able to, when I came out, seeing all these people that is just like me. Because I met you, Dion.
Sometimes it don't even be the people that's gay. It be a lot of straight people out there who want to celebrate us as well.
That's true.
And I love that too.
And
I feel like they feel like that's the only time they really can come for us to be okay for them to come. That's what I feel like.
And like, I noticed that even like we're doing the parade Sunday, it's so many heterosexual people that look forward. If it's two things that I've noticed that the heterosexuals look forward to when it pertains to gay, it's the parade and Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They be on the strip before we get there.
They bring their kids.
Yeah. And you know, they do the same thing. It was like when we were at the when I was at the parade Sunday, like, even it was like the straight people that were out there would be more approachable and would come up to you and talk to you faster than. So, prime example, it was this black straight guy. He was very attractive, and he worked for the Hilton. And no, he was, because he really was.
Shout out to Very Attractive.
Okay.
Yeah, like, he was very attractive, and he approached me. You know, he was talking to me about his, you know, Hilton, and was trying to get me to sign up for something or whatever. But it was like the conversation was so. It was just genuine. Like, it didn't feel like, you know how some people, you can tell
They're uncomfortable.
and then if you don't seem interested, then they don't want to talk to you no more. And it wasn't like that. But then there was a float next to where we were, and it was, you know, I can't remember the name of the organization. So we had like visors and stuff that we were giving away. So in exchange, we were like giving them visors, and they was giving us some of their stuff that they were handing out. And so I asked one of the girls, which was a white lesbian, I was like, "Oh, can I have some beads?" And she looked at me and she said, "I'm giving them out." I said,
"Okay, give me some."
Okay, but can I get some? And she was like, "But I'm handing them out."
Well, can you hand me some?
Okay, but you know, and so that just goes to show you that it is still there, because I'm talking to this black man, and he having a whole full conversation with me, and he cool, and I asked him for something, and he gave me more than what I asked for, and then I go and ask, supposed to be
part of the community,
right? And then you
being rude,
Becky.
So that goes to my next question. Do y'all think it's segregation within the own black community?
Oh,
gay community?
definitely.
It's definitely there too.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's there. I don't know why I think it's there, but it's definitely there, because they be having like
this
person. It's like, you know, this person. Let's say you know this person have this night, right? But then when like, let's say Pride come around, a big event come around, you want to have some on the same exact night as this person. Why you can't collab? Hey,
instead of
this is your night, right, Stanley? You got Saturday nights, right, Stanley? Yeah. Okay, Stanley. Well, I was thinking about doing such and such and such. What can we do together to make it even bigger? But instead, I want to. Stanley got that. I'm gonna go over here and do my own thing, and maybe we can get some of his people to come over there.
Yeah,
I don't like
it.
It
wasn't until I got into that aspect of the nightlife that I really found out just how how vindictive and underhanded and evil people are when it comes to the type of stuff. And one thing that I've loved that I'm seeing now, because even Houston went through that, but what I love now, no matter what Houston got going on, at least once or maybe every 3 months, all the promoters come together and they do an event together.
Right.
So like right now,
I love that.
Nisha, Anthony,
That's a lot of money.
this
too.
new promoter
Yeah.
named Jerry and Reggie,
I know Jerry. He from my hometown.
and they're all about to do this big event in next month.
See, that's crazy.
That's what's
Why
up.
can't we do that here?
And but the crazy part about it, it used to be like that.
Yeah,
here,
no,
and then
I remember.
It went left. I don't know
Yeah.
what happened, but I think it just.
Because it'd be like one night at Emmett
I'm
Pearl,
not-
you got the whole parking lot filled.
Don't
up.
talk about it.
You inside,
No,
then
I
you
mean,
go to the brick and
let's
you got the
talk
brick.
about
And the
it.
brick,
It's
the whole
just
parking lot
because now
filled
that
up.
since I've been in this, I see and I view things a lot
Differently.
differently, and I feel like that we as a culture don't want to share. We want to take
Gatekeep.
everything.
Yes.
Yeah, we want all of it to be
Yeah.
greedy,
ours.
That's
being
true.
greedy.
Yeah, like we don't want nobody else to eat. We want to eat everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
There's people out here that
And
don't.
it's
I
not
understand
right.
what you're saying, bro. There's people out here that don't like me because I cut hair. I cut hair in my garage. You know what I'm saying? And people don't like me because of that. And it's like, bro, like we all can eat, bro. It's not.
Right.
It's not a certain amount of people that don't want to come to me or come to you because I'm doing this or you doing this. We can collab together. Okay, if you can't get that
Absolutely.
person this day, I can send this person over here to you, or you can send them to me. However, but it's just so segregated and it is so competition wise, and it's so like divided. It's like this. We already, separated from the white people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, as a whole, we should come together and try to build each other up and try to collab. Like you said, collab and do stuff instead of just
Absolutely.
like hating on the next motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Everybody want to be
That's
on the
how I
top.
operate.
Everybody want to be on the top.
And the crazy part about everybody can be on the top.
Everybody
But you don't
can.
have to shun somebody else
Just-
just to make sure that you at the top.
Yeah.
You can be at the top with
Yeah.
other people.
Yeah.
It don't have to be a one side.
You ain't got to step on nobody to
true.
get to the top.
It don't have to.
It's enough money out here for all
And
of us
if
to
you
be
look
there.
at it,
is.
it's so bad in our community.
Mm-hmm.
You see it in music.
Yeah.
You see it in the church.
Mm-hmm.
You see it everywhere. Like
Getting your hair done.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you have
Barbers,
pastors
Yeah.
that
hairstylists.
if they know you go to somebody else's church, then they trying to steal you from. It's like
It's crazy.
It is so
Crazy.
crazy.
That's
Like for
crazy.
real.
That's
Why is
crazy.
it like that though?
I don't know.
It's a dog.
You know,
It's
I
a
think
dog
none of
eat
us have
dog
a
kind
Dog
of
eat dog
world.
world, right?
That's what we live in.
and to be honest, I will say this. I don't feel like that. It does not happen in other communities. It does not happen within other races. I just think that ours is a little bit more visible.
Yeah.
Because we do things publicly.
Yeah.
So that it be known that we beefing with each other
Yeah.
or that we don't want to see nobody rise to the top.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like if you think about it, if you look at even within music, how often do you see white artists beefing with each other? Going back and
I have
forth.
never seen a white artist beat.
Me either.
How often do you see country
Probably
artists?
Eminem and somebody. No, I'm just joking.
I was sitting thinking like, wait a
That was
minute.
Eminem and Britney Spears. That
That was a long time. That wasn't no real beef.
But when have you ever seen white artists? Prime example. When have you ever seen white artists beef like to beef with Nicki Minaj and Cardi B?
No.
I don't think you ever see that.
You don't see stuff like
I
that.
don't think so.
It's
But
just
then
that-
again, their fans are not doing the stuff that the fans are doing on the, you know what I'm saying? Like the white fans are not out there, oh, she rapped her song better than you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, or she looks better than you.
Yeah,
They're
they
not
like to
doing
put
that.
people
They
against each
enjoying
other.
their country
That's
music. They
crazy.
over there like, yo, are y'all gonna come together and do a show?
It's just us as a culture. It's just us as a
We
culture. I
put
think we're
everybody
just, like,
against each other.
we're so, I hate to say this word, but we're so like vultures when it comes to certain things because this goes back all the way probably back to slavery, and it's just probably instilled in us because we so not used to not having people taking things from us, and and it's just like we have to get it, and once we get it, we have to hold on to it. You know what I'm saying? Because master might take it, or we might lose it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you don't have to be like that. We don't have to be like that, and it's fucked up that we like that. But
I
it
agree.
is that we are.
No, I definitely agree.
But-
I definitely agree.
You know.
So I know with both of y'all being in the industry that you're in, it is a very treacherous industry. Especially I know for you because you work in the shop with multiple people.
Mm-hmm.
So I know your experiences when it comes to that type of. So how do you deal with that? Because I know you're a very neutral type of person, and you don't really get caught up in a lot of the riff-raff. But I know a lot of people come to you and pour that on you. So, like, how do you deal with it?
Oof, I don't know. It'd be different. Different.
And then you work in a shop with a lot of women.
Yeah. But see, then again, with me, by me being where I'm at, my grandmother set me up for life. Really, she was like, "You need to learn how to do everything, so you can have people in your chair all year round." So, like when I go into salons where everybody else is working at, they looking at me. Can you show me how to do this, or can you teach me how to do that? And I will. I don't mind teaching nobody how to do nothing. And then I don't mind saying, hey, I can't get you today, but I know a girl in my salon who I just taught how to do a bomb-ass quick weave. You can go to her. You know what I'm saying? And I share. You know, I'm a sharing person. So, like, a lot of times I really have to deal with, like, the competition. But it's the people who don't know me or people outside. And they were like, oh, I went to what's the name? And they was talking about you. I'm like, they don't even know me. I never met that person. They were saying I shouldn't come to you and this, that, and the third. And I was thinking, like, oh, wow, really? But you hear
when you get that, do you think that sometimes they may be doing it to see if you're going?
If I'm going to say something back, or so they can go back and say, "Oh, well, he said this about you," but I can't say nothing about somebody I never met. I see your work, and I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I heard. I mean, he can do this or he can do that, but I ain't gonna say, well, I don't like him because of such and such and such. Because when it comes down to my art, I do think I'm the best. I'm not saying I'm better than everybody in the world because there's somebody out there better than me.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm always learning.
But you should
I'm
always
learning.
think it's
but
behind
I'm not
yourself,
gonna.
though.
I will, but I'm not gonna put you down just to put myself up.
For sure.
I'm not gonna say, oh, don't go to Chris. He all he can do is cut her. I mean,
in the garage. Look, in the garage.
Okay, so
can I say his name on here?
No, well, I know yeah, say it.
No, let's
it was
name that name.
LGBT barber in Dallas, Lamont Diver. Everybody know who Lamont is.
Okay.
Great, talented guy.
Okay.
But some shit stirred from a war show that happened so long ago, and I never had a physical sit-down conversation with this guy. Never sat in the same room with him. Never, ever. The first time I ever seen him was probably like a couple of months ago, and this situation between me and him happened years ago. So the first time I ever seen him in the same setting was like a couple of months ago, and I didn't even know he was that tall. You know, he's a short guy, real short guy. But people coming to his chair, going to my chair, from his chair to my chair, from my chair to his chair, and that client mix shit, that's how beef can start. You know what I'm saying? Shit going. But I've never had a problem with him. I think he's a talented person. I think what he does, I can't do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure the things that I do, he probably can't do. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like it goes back to segregation. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to, like, we don't have, it's me and him ain't never had no talk or nothing. I feel like,
so have you ever thought about having a talk with him?
You know what? I would like to have a conversation with him to ask him, like, bro, like, do you really
So
like
that?
Like,
yeah, we might need to invite you on the show, bro.
He on that show, Chasing Dallas. He's on Chasing Dallas. You know.
So yeah, tag Lamont and
but I've never had no problem with him. To the show. Yeah, let him know I ain't got no beef with him, bro. Like, that shit that happened years ago, bro. Like, that shit need to be. We two LGBT barbers. We supposed to be smashing. We supposed to be smashing together. Never had no beef.
He might do stuff you can't do, you stuff he can't do. Y'all can come together and teach each other and make it bigger.
Exactly, but I don't think that's
so. Where did the beef come in? I'm still confused.
The beef came in from the award show. That you remember those two guys had that award show in 2021 or 2020.
Yeah, I won the King of Dallas that year.
You make right. You won King. Okay, so I was barber of the year.
Okay. I remember.
And okay, so I didn't go to the award show because I was cutting hair.
Oh, barber of the year.
I was cutting hair.
Okay.
I didn't make it to the award show. He was there. And they gave the boys. First of all, the boys who was hosting the motherfucking award show had came and got a haircut from me. Not even hours before the show had started. You get what I'm saying? So they had already told me. They already told me that I had won the show. My name was on the award already. So I told him, I said, hey, I'm not gonna make it because I still got clients. You know what I'm saying? So boom, the award show happened. Lamont came. These motherfuckers presented him the award. Told him he won.
What's your name on?
With my name on the motherfucking award. Now I feel it, brother, right here.
Lamont is his name on there.
Some type of way too, bitch. How you gonna give me the motherfucking award? And
let me see
that I won it, and then it got a whole nother motherfucking name on it.
Now,
so Lamont took the award when they called him up there. He got the award. And I guess he noticed it said my name. He turned back around. It's all on the film. He turned back around and gave him back the award. And he said some words to them, and they got into it, or whatever the case may be. And that's when the motherfucking beef started. And I'm like,
why would it start with you?
Exactly. But punks.
Yeah.
My clients, old clients coming from my chair to his chair.
Was in his area.
Yeah, I mean, and that's how it started. But it was never me being like, how can I? First of all, how can I be catered towards you or be towards you, because it's not my fucking award show. I didn't put my name on the damn award. They just told me I won. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, just it is what it is. But again, I have no beef with this guy. I think again, he's a talented barber. He can lay the fuck out the man weaves. You know what I'm saying? But and I can't do that shit. But I can fade like the fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Teach me how to fade. I can teach you how to lay.
See, we can collab on some shit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like me and Lamont.
I think if you started cutting hair,
ooh, I'm taking all y'all clients.
So he
start getting naked and shit now.
no.
Here we go.
And the reason why I say that is because my barber that I have now, that I've been going to for 5 years, I met him through. I went to Dior to get my hair done. He was like, "Oh, you need a haircut? I got a barber." Boom.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? So that's how you make.
You always send people to me. I done cut your cousin hair.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. If he cut hair on top of doing hair,
you make some money.
Oh, you make it.
Your granny told you to do everything. You ain't even do it.
I ain't got the fade. I can line you up, put a little design in you.
The fade part.
That's what everybody picky about. Them fades.
All right, well, you got Chris.
They blend, as long as they blend right and they edge up right.
And you cut your own hair, right?
I cut my own shit.
So I got a question. Since we're talking about segregation,
yeah.
Let's broaden the conversation a little bit.
Okay.
So when we talk about segregation and we get into segregation, do you feel that we segregate when it comes to dating?
Hell yes.
Here lately, no for me.
What aspect? Because if you talking about me personally, no, I don't. I can't be like that, because when you being too picky, you're gonna be single forever. But in this community as a whole, yes, it's segregation, because you got the top, the bottom, the verse, I don't do this, I can't do this, I have never done this, I won't do this. You know what I'm saying? So it makes it even more difficult.
So does it make? Is it segregation or is it preference?
That's preference.
That's preference, but it calls segregation. It does, because you can meet. Say for instance, you can meet a guy that you kicking it with him. You think it's gonna kick off, and then it gets to that moment that we have to preference. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And the moment that you find out, or he or that other individual find out that your preference, your preference, or you find out his preference, that goes the I can't fuck with you, or the segregation. I call it segregation, because then they gonna want to tell their motherfucking friends, or don't talk to him, or he do this, or he done that, or child this and that.
I still don't think it's the segregation part. I don't know. I feel like it's still more preference.
Because you being discriminative towards what a motherfucker.
So I think for me, when we talk about segregation as far as dating, what comes to your mind?
Like if I would date a white boy.
That's what I'm saying. Dating outside of my.
If I would date outside of my race.
So you don't feel that
you want to date another bottom, or you want to date another top, or you want to date that's segregating. You segregating towards.
No, that's my preference.
To me, it's segregation.
That's not segregation.
It's segregation.
I'm open. I'm date whatever I'm attracted to. You can be white, black, Hispanic, Japanese. Right. You know, I'm very what's up.
Got that swag.
So let me ask you this question. So for you, Dior, when you think about segregation and dating, what comes to your mind?
That's what it comes race to my mind.
Me too.
That's what I think about.
Because segregation has always been
by color,
plugged with race.
But if you think about it, segregation can be a lot deeper than just color.
Yeah. Could be.
And I say that because I feel like segregation is still when you go through the no fast, no film. You're segregated.
I remember those
people.
They ain't got that shit. They real no more.
Because you really have no fast, no film.
I feel like that's still preference.
But it goes to segregation because you don't fuck with it.
But again, if we're talking about preference, it's a preference to choose if you want to go to a white pride or a black pride.
Yeah, because I go to both though.
But
I don't have to go.
No.
I don't have to participate. But it's my preference if I want to do that or not. Right. I may want to go to the white pride, not the black pride, and I'm black. Mm-hmm. Does that make me? Am I being segregated? Is that segregation? No, because I'm black. I just choose not to go because it's not my preference. Mm-hmm. So that's why I say that.
It goes deeper.
Segregation and preference can kind of go hand in hand because it's kind of the same thing. I think when you say segregation, it sounds so old school and you automatically get color and race.
Ruby Bridges.
Yeah, and you don't really think about the deeper thing, because I honestly like the whole no fast, no film thing to me is segregation because you really have no valid reason as to why these people are not worthy for you to be talking to or to date other than they don't look how what you think.
What you're attracted to.
Exactly.
That's true too.
And I think we've all been there.
I think everybody.
Fat niggas just start getting in, baby. I've been.
And you know
what do you mean?
The crazy part about
Fat
it
boys
is,
just started getting hot.
as long as I was overweight, that was never a thing. Never a thing. And then as soon as I lose all my weight, now
everybody wants.
It's on Twitter.
Yes.
Is you guys chubby chase all of this? It's
they like the
what?
big
What
boys.
y'all talking about?
Thick is in.
Big
Yeah,
boys.
big boys.
Oh yeah.
Boys.
Like
A lot of my friends like big boys.
See, you know what I'm saying? They
Well,
want
Chris
the
be
big
having his
boys.
titties out all the time.
That's why I
You
have
know
them
what's
out.
so
man.
crazy?
Them away.
You know what is but you know what's so crazy though is when I had my weight loss surgery, I was talking to a guy that was not on the scene, but he was attracted to big boys. He was a small guy, but he was attracted to big boys. And so when I told him what I was doing, he told me how he felt.
His ultimatum.
He also told me that when I started to lose weight, that he was not gonna talk to me anymore.
Dang.
And so, but the crazy part about it was during the process, he was supportive. Like when I came home from the hospital, he came over. He spent time with me. He helped me and everything. But when my weight started to come down, he started backing up.
That was his
until he
preference.
just eventually stopped talking to me. Yeah.
So y'all don't speak at all no more. You miss him?
So like we were like Facebook friends for a while. He ended up dating another guy, and they ended up getting engaged or whatever. And me and the other guy that he got engaged to were actually cool.
Did
It's
you have
crazy.
the surgery for health reasons or for insecurity?
So I did not. I had it because when I went to the doctor, so on my daddy's side of the family, my daddy's whole side of the family was heavy. Not my daddy, but his side of the family. So like my grandfather was, and everybody on his side of the family was extremely overweight, and a lot of them died from being obese. And so like when my grandfather died, one of the things he told me was he did not want me to experience what he had to go through health wise.
Right.
And so he was just like, because we called him Big Daddy because he was big. And so
Big Daddy, yeah.
And so as I started getting older, and I wasn't as active as I was as a kid, I went to the doctor. And so when I went to the doctor, he ran all my blood work and did all my tests. And he was like, he came in the room, he was stunned because he was like, I'm surprised that where you are now. I never had blood pressure issues. I never had. I was never diabetic. I was never close to it. I never had any health issues. And he was just like, to prevent it. This is what I feel like you should do.
So that's why you had it.
And it kind of tied hand in hand because I was in a space to where I had lived my life being overweight for so long. I wanted to experience what life would be like. Like my goal was I want to be able to walk in H&M and into Zara and pick something up off of the table. And be happy, you know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to be able to walk into the store and pick up something that I felt like was fashion forward, and be able to wear that and not have to worry about if it was gonna fit. Because my weight size, I could only go to places like Dillard's, and Dillard's is primarily a lot of the stuff is older. They have the little urban section, but it's not a big section. I mean, outside of that,
Bed Bath and Beyond, they had like quilts and stuff. I was like comforter sets.
Outside of that, you had like City Trends and places like that. And so, City Trends stuff was like cheap.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't have an option.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Other than that, it was like big and tall stores, and they stuff is catered to more older white men. You know what I'm saying? So I hated it. And so, like, in order for me to find places to go, I would have to like just go around, and then I would have to go into the store, try it on, see if it fit.
Right.
And I got tired of it. And so when I did it, I didn't even understand how bad off I was until I started to lose weight. And just everyday life was so much easier. One thing that was good for me is that I was never one that was like a couch potato. I was always active.
Always have been.
Always been.
Damn. Always on the go.
Active, you know what I'm saying? So that was a plus side to me
Being plus size.
Okay.
let that go.
Look,
He said that was the plus size. Okay.
Production ask. I want to ask production. Do we got any
disrespectful
questions? Do we got any fans asking questions before we get up out of here?
Any questions in there?
Boss lady is working behind
She doing her thing.
While she's looking for the questions, y'all make sure y'all patronize all of the events that's going on.
Yes. Shout out to Adonis. That's my boy. He doing his murder night. And shout out to you. Y'all doing y'all thing.
And you know what's the crazy part about it? Since you said that, is all the promoters that are doing stuff in the city this weekend, we are the only two that's bringing somebody.
So yes, y'all are.
We are the newest promoters in the city.
I commend y'all.
I think that is crazy.
So by him saying that,
that's good.
Hype Man will be
That's
having
good.
Rolly at the Vault on Saturday. So make sure y'all go there.
Yes.
Murder's Night, he will be having Diamond the Body. DTB disturbing these bitches.
Oh, tequilas on Sunday.
We have tequilas on Sunday with Miss Wanda.
Miss Wanda. My mama gonna be on the show.
We have a pageant tonight at Marty's. If y'all want to step out tonight, it's a pageant at Marty's tonight.
So it's a lot going on. So you have
because y'all keep on saying stuff. Y'all still ain't saying nothing about my job.
That's why I said they're doing the damn pool party.
Southern Pride.
Dallas Southern Pride. They doing
welcome reception.
Doing the welcome party,
got a health summit all week.
Yes.
Okay. Starting on Thursday.
I'm sorry, abundant prosperity.
Okay. Thank you. And it's abounding.
Prosperity.
Okay. My bad.
The pool party is still happening.
Yes, and it's free. If y'all
It's
didn't know.
free this time.
Wait a minute, it's another pool party. I seen some Twitter
we ain't
guys
talking about
that's
that
gonna
one.
be
That's not
Oh.
y'all.
That's the weekend after. That's the weekend after.
Yeah, obviously I know which one you're talking about.
that's
The
the one
barbecue.
after.
I think it's the Monday. Actually, it's Monday.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, they requested us to be there.
They did. Well, we're gonna be there,
Yeah,
full
we're gonna be
effect.
there.
My titties gonna be out.
So it is a pool party on Monday. It's I think tapped and crops or something like that.
I just saw the Twitter dude on there.
I know Solid is on there.
We can get us a
his
crop
birthday.
top.
He's gonna be there. A couple of them gonna be there.
Yeah.
Also, y'all, there's a mainstream ball called 40 Shades of Choke.
Yes,
That's gonna be
Dion.
on Sunday.
And
Then
Hershey.
there's
Yeah.
also
Hershey.
a villains ball. It's the Kiki ball. The Nikes are throwing.
Yeah, they doing their thing. They
it's
doing
a lot
their
of
thing.
So it's gonna be a lot
There's
going
shit
on.
going on. So make sure y'all come get y'all haircuts.
People doubted what Juneteenth weekend was going to be like in Dallas this year, but it came together.
Yes,
It is.
Yes,
And then I have been seeing
What's that?
all the other promoters promoting other people things this
Yeah,
year.
that's what I'm happy about.
I have
too.
been seeing
Like, sharing stuff.
yes, Stanley sharing,
'Cause it ain't always been like
Abounding sharing, KKMS sharing this, and I've been like, that's what we talk about. This is unity.
Yeah.
Right.
We need to have a
We're
unity.
practicing that. Let's make it better.
And this
every
what's
year.
up.
Yeah.
Please.
That's
Yeah.
the thing is
Please,
making
please.
it
Better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Better.
And it goes to y'all people, everybody that's watching. Y'all can help us out too. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all share
Because a lot of
and
times
promote.
y'all chime in on the wrong thing.
Okay.
When y'all need
They
to
like
chime
that.
in on y'all's
Like the
quiet.
fake page somebody created yesterday, and it was talking about
They've
everybody.
been-
They
they've been
were
wearing the
I'm
people out.
waiting for them to talk about us,
I've
Let's
been
talk about that page.
cause we pull up game strong
Boss
over
lady,
here.
were you
Nah,
ready
I'm
or
playing.
did we need
You ready, boss lady? Go ahead.
Sorry, boss lady.
Baby.
What up, boss
Yeah,
lady?
Hello. Natasha Mosley said, make sure y'all show up Thursday.
Yes, karaoke.
Oh yes, I'm sorry.
Karaoke?
She
Thursday
has
night.
a list of
Karaoke
artists. She got
night.
like Lil Ronnie, Biggie.
Yes.
She has like 4 or 5 artists.
For real?
It's
Yeah,
going to be
that's
lit,
lit.
y'all. Make sure
I'm
y'all
telling
get
y'all now,
at Marty's.
Karaoke be jumping though.
Natasha-
Get there
At Marty's.
early.
Natasha, shout out.
Yeah.
However, I have to work Thursday's event, which is at the Crown Plaza, so I can't make it. But I heard
I'm
karaoke's be
going
We have
lit.
a representative there.
I heard it be lit.
I will
Yeah,
definitely be there,
well,
but yes,
definitely.
Thursday nights be amazing.
Yeah.
You just better get there early.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
we
yeah,
like they be
also
having
Wednesday
fun.
night for Vogue nights. Also come out Wednesday nights at Marty's. It's
Yes.
going to be a lit event.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I might be out there interviewing y'all, so y'all.
Big shouts out to That Way Entertainment.
It's-
That way.
The Wednesday also?
Yes. No.
Okay.
It's the following.
Okay.
Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So,
big shout out to who?
so this Wednesday is the presidential ball.
Okay.
That Way Entertainment. That's Natasha for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you, baby.
Thank
We
you,
make
I
sure
love you, Tasha.
All right, and Tristan Hobbs, he said, shout out to y'all, proud of everyone on the panel. I'm
Thank
big on
you.
supporting. And he
Yeah.
also said that it was never an issue with y'all at the award show. He said they made an issue about y'all instead of the problem at hand.
Oh, so he's there. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
and
my
then
best friend
somebody
Tristan.
said-
He stays in Arkansas.
But Chris, if you knew you had an award that you were winning, then you should have planned to be there.
Well, I cut the people hair who host the event.
So
but
you
I
knew
had
it was a show.
Right,
and
I
you
knew it was a
should
show,
have been
and they
there.
knew I had clients that was exceeding towards the time of
But
the
you
show.
didn't know you won the award today was in your chair, right?
I didn't know I won the award till they said in my chair.
Okay.
So
So he
Oh, so
couldn't.
the day of
But
is
they
the
still
day
they
of.
still saying you knew
Yeah, you knew about the
Before they
award.
left.
Okay,
that you was
okay. Well,
gonna
I
win.
did know, and
And you
when
should
they
have been
came
there
out,
to support.
Chris said he had to get his
because
money.
was right there.
But see, that's another thing.
We don't know what he had going on. He had to get his coin.
Money
Okay,
was there.
but
There was
we
a
couldn't reschedule people,
Hell no.
Move them this
Not
day.
for
Okay,
that.
now, hell
So there was
no.
an event.
Okay.
They had another award show. I think it was DJ
Not
Ace
for
had a
that.
birthday award show over by the shoe deal or whatever.
Okay.
And I was in a salon working, and Bowlegs had texted me probably like 30 minutes before the event started and said, "Hey, you need to get here because you won an award." And I was like, "I'm gonna try to make it." I got there at the last minute because
Well,
I was
I
still in the
couldn't
salon.
make
I wasn't finna stop doing no hair.
To be recognized, you don't want the recognition. You don't like.
But
people
I
are
but
honoring
like my
you.
loyalty is to my clients first.
Yes, of
You know what I'm
course.
saying? So if my
The
client,
recognition is
Who?
good.
Can you tell me who said that, boss lady? Who said that?
They anonymous.
Oh, okay.
not you want to get into it with
Okay.
No, I ain't trying to get into it. I just want to know who said it because I'm like,
yeah, the
bro, I know I had an
recognition
event to
is
go to, but
But
I
shout
had
out to
her.
Tristan. He is an
Yeah.
amazing.
Shout out
guy.
Tristan.
He
Yes,
Rock as
yes.
well. So big shouts out to him.
Y'all
Thank
know-
you for tuning in, Tristan. We
Oh yeah,
appreciate
and
the
Tristan
support.
said if somebody came in his chair talking all that, he would not do their hair. I wanted to know, like, have y'all ever been in a position like that where you had to turn somebody away because
Yes.
the
What?
energy just was
Oh yes.
was not
Yes.
good, and you was like,
Yes.
you know what?
Yeah. I'm not doing your hair, and I'll
Okay.
be nice just like that. I'm just not doing your hair.
So you've done that before.
Yeah, recently.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
was it a
our
male
money
or
is not
female?
good money. It's
That's
not
true.
like I'm out here just hurting for money. Like I'm doing hair because I love to do hair.
Male or female?
It was a woman.
And what happened? So what was the situation?
She came in. She wanted a quick weave. She had hair that she had probably 5 or 6, 7 years under her sink.
Okay.
And I said, if I glue this in, it's not going to stick. And I said, I'm not touching that hair. She said, yes, you are. And I said, I'm not doing your hair at all. And I walked off. I didn't say no. She was following me through the salon. She was
Oh, wow.
telling me, you're going to do my hair, this and that. Or I can do this, I can do that. No, you can't. You need to leave. You need to leave. And I don't get
He done.
irate
He done
with
raise his
women.
voice. He
I
done.
love women. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to
So did she
disrespect you.
leave?
She sat there for about probably like 30 minutes thinking that I was going to change my mind, but
Wishful
it
thinking.
didn't happen. It just
Oh
didn't.
wow, Chris, what about you?
Chris
Yeah,
don't
that's a
curve.
whole nother, yeah.
He don't
That's a
curve.
whole
He gonna
nother
still
subject,
cut it
man.
and make his money. He
You
don't
gotta
curve.
understand what I deal with the gay community, so I have dealt with some prima donna girls, but
So are you saying you don't cut straight men hair at all?
oh yeah, I do,
Oh, okay.
but I cater to the
I
LGBT
get it,
community.
yeah.
But just not cutting my hair, kicking them out. Yeah, I have.
Mm.
Yeah,
How did that go?
Yeah,
'Cause
how
I know
did that
your
go?
mouth is ruthless.
Yeah.
baby. There's a lot of people out here now. They say, "Oh, he won't cut my hair, or he think he this and all that and all this stuff." But that's a whole other subject.
Oh, my Lord.
I think y'all
Okay,
should
Crystal
do.
said Neiman don't never turn clients away.
You better know. I really don't.
Big shout out to
But
him
I
because
don't.
he did my flyers.
Let Neiman
Big
get
shout
a-
out to you because them
a-
hoes
a
was
rude
getting the clients in.
Let
You hear me?
Neiman get a rude client, then Neiman will be turning them away. Because Neiman ain't mean either like that, but he ain't feel let nobody disrespect him.
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
Riley.
So it's
Reed-
levels to it.
Who?
Yeah.
Riley Reed
Uh-huh.
says you can pick your clients just like they pick you.
Okay, Riley.
true.
Facts.
Every.
But I mean, I feel like you can do that, but you still don't know.
Who they
Just
are
because
to
you
do
pick
that.
that person
Hey, Reed.
at that moment because they seem to mesh well, doesn't mean that something won't happen.
That's
You
true.
know,
That's
sometimes
true.
people have bad days. Sometimes
yeah.
people life change for the sometimes people go through mental things that change who they are as an individual.
That's true.
So just because they were that person when you met them doesn't mean that they will be that person 2-3 years up the road.
Right.
That's true.
And,
That's
and you might not be the same person
Exactly.
2-3
That's
years
true.
up the road. So
That's true.
like I feel like I'm changing every day. As far as me being a hairstylist, I'm learning and learning. So yeah.
Because honestly, like, it's people that I've been friends with for years, that I have supported for years, and been there for and helped them build who they are, that I have not gotten the same.
I'm gonna say it because
You know
I'll
what
be
I'm
saying the
saying?
same
And,
shit.
and it's crazy because it's
I be
like
thinking
when
like,
you go into it with them,
Right.
and y'all have this understanding, and it's like you're pushing, and you're doing all of this work, and you're expecting to get this in return because y'all have this good relationship that you feel. And then when they get to a certain space, and then you decide that it's your time to take the wheel and drive, they're not there to back you up.
Yeah.
That's why, like things I do now, I do without expectations of anything from
Yes,
anybody.
that's how you have to move.
I do it because I want to do it. So if somebody say, "Well, he paid for me to get some new shoes," and I did it because I wanted to do it. I didn't trick on you. You didn't scam me out of nothing.
Right.
I did it because I wanted to do
And
it.
I think that's another conversation that we need to have.
Can we please talk about it?
Because we have.
We got a few more minutes.
And again,
With the tricking,
we have to talk about segregation because is it really considered tricking or is it you being who you are?
right?
Because you can do stuff for people and it's not tricking.
I don't think it's tricking.
It ain't tricking.
It's
It ain't
tricking if
tricking.
y'all have that understanding.
No.
that
Right.
I'm
Let me-
doing this
let me-
for me because I'm
doing this for
and
you.
That's it.
Can I explain what
But
tricking
if
is
you
to
are
me?
dating or talking or in some type of relationship, then how is it considered tricking?
We,
It's
right.
not.
We would love to hear it,
And
Chris.
look, I'm glad we talking about that.
Wait,
because-
before you
Okay.
get into it, Chris.
Shit.
Journey said,
Journey?
"No shade.
oh, that's my girl.
I
A
love my
good
journey.
relationship, but where's the residuals?" And then Steph Jordan said, "It's tricking if you expect something in return."
Yeah. Like if you buy
Good
it
one,
just 'cause
Steph.
you
Well,
want
So
want
should,
Yeah,
do they
Steph,
should they
that's
feel like
true.
whores then if you expecting something
But
from
then
us
that's where
and because you want
prostitution
something
come in.
exactly?
That's
So
what
it's
I was
not
about to say that.
tricking unless you consider yourself a prostitute. But a person like
Well, I don't
us,
think you have to consider yourself a prostitute. I think
she just said the comment was it's not
no, that, yeah, I
You
get
can be a
that. I
whore.
understand.
Something.
I don't think, but I don't think it's necessary that you consider yourself a prostitute. I feel that some people have this mentality that they feel like that in their minds, if I do it for you, then you got to do this for me.
Yeah.
In their mind, that's the only way
It's
it's
like a
going
give
to
and
work.
take.
Right.
You know, some
Tit
people,
for
some
tat.
people are not brought up to have the mentality of things being genuine.
Right.
It has to be a give and take thing.
Yeah,
Right,
I'm doing this
And
because
so
I
it
want
doesn't
to.
necessarily make you a prostitute. Is a little bit more selfish to me than being a prostitute. You know what I'm
oh,
saying?
okay, well.
Because it don't necessarily mean that everybody
Well, if you want to call me a trick because I took you to dinner,
Hey.
because you want to call me a trick because I took you to dinner, or I bought you an outfit or some shit, or whatever the case may be, then I don't consider that as tricking. I feel like one, I like to eat nice too. I like fine dining for myself. So if I'm fucking with you, or if I'm kicking it with you,
and I'm eating,
you're gonna
and I
enjoy
take
it.
you
You're gonna
with
enjoy
me,
the fruits of that. You get what I'm saying?
Fruits of the labor.
I like to look
But
good
while you
too.
doing
I like
that,
to
are
put my
you
shit on too.
expecting them
And bitch,
to
you
do
got on
something?
some goddamn K Swiss. I'm just like, nah, baby, I gotta let me go ahead and help you get your. Let me put this on you because I want you to match my fly. So it's not
Yeah.
tricking. It's just I got it. This is my life. This is my lifestyle.
This
so
how
if
I
you come into
live,
my life
right.
and my lifestyle, this is what you're gonna be.
But you're not
benefit you're gonna
expecting
reap.
nothing back,
Don't
right?
no, I don't expect nothing.
Okay.
But I know I'm. Well, I'm
So are you expecting?
no, I'm not expecting, but that's gonna come natural. You
'Cause
gonna
that's
want
what he
it.
did.
You gonna want to give it
Okay.
to me because the aura I give, the energy I give, what I do,
So
how I
if you
live,
didn't
you gonna
get
want that.
Let's say you didn't get it. Let's say you went out to eat and y'all went to Ruth Chris, had the highest shit on the menu.
Oh, I'm gonna bust down the bitch I took down 2 weeks ago. If you ain't gonna, I'm gonna go. You know what I'm saying? It's always a.
So you are expecting. You
I'm
expecting
not
something.
expecting.
even if it's not with that person.
Yes, I'm gonna take the bitch I had. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna get me. You know what I'm saying? So,
But you talking to this person, you trying to get with this person.
if I'm trying to, if I think that it's gonna be something serious, I'll jokes aside. If I think it's gonna be something serious and we're dating, I can wait. I know how to be a
But
gentleman.
how do you know if it's gonna be something serious? If
I,
y'all
you,
just
can, you
dating?
can get that off the first date with
Just
someone.
get it off the vibe,
A grown
yeah.
man knows what it is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Off the first date, off the first conversation. You get what
Right,
I'm saying?
right.
If I know this, this is another old little buster bed. Babe, I'm gonna bust you down. I'm gonna take you out here to eat.
What you call
I'ma
it?
take
Busted baby?
yeah,
Busted
busted baby.
baby.
I'm gonna take you out to eat, make you feel special, and I'm gonna bust you down and send you on your way.
Go ahead, boss lady.
Bust it
yes,
down.
once these comments disappear, I can't. It's hard for me to get back to them.
Okay.
Okay.
sorry.
So Tristan said, I move a little different now. I'm real nice. I want the best for people. It's not tricking, but can't nobody get shit now. Steph said that's
Feeling
sex
it.
work, fellas.
Sex work.
Sex.
And Steph knows.
And-
Shout out to
Funny.
Steph.
Oh, you.
Okay. And
That's
then,
my girl. That's my
Raleigh
friend and
said,
coworker.
I always do things from the heart. It's not tricking. Some people really have good hearts like
Thank you,
you.
Riley.
Yeah,
Um,
I like that.
Marquand, I think
Okay.
I said that right. Him and me, we both saying the same thing. He said, "Well, can somebody do something nice for me?" Shit, we both.
I was going to see if
Well,
Chris
how
was going to
old is
take us
Marquand?
out
What
to
does he
eat
look like?
after this.
Marquand, I don't know his profile picture. He don't have a shirt on, so.
Oh,
okay,
What's his last name?
Look, Dior. You just had somebody
You know
calling your
him?
phone. Talking about
You just
Wait a damn minute.
Okay,
say
wait.
anything off the
And
top of
then
his
it is
head.
now, Chris. You just made a status talking about you ain't dealing with someone with you ain't dealing with no more broke mother MFers or something like that.
right. I'm not.
But you.
I'm not fucking with nobody broke. I'm saying, but just who I am. I'm a giver. I'm a natural giver. I'm a pleaser.
You're a
so,
giver, but they still can't be broke.
hell, fuck no.
And I agree with that.
I don't want no broke ass
agree
bitch.
with
So
that
I feel
too.
like this. I feel like that.
For real.
Even though I'm in a space to where I am, and if I meet somebody that may not be on the level that I am on, that may not be financially where I am, I don't give a damn if you going to work at Walmart, if you going to work at McDonald's. If you're putting forth an
We
effort
do something.
to do
Something.
Yes.
put forth an effort to do something.
For real.
You don't have to come in. I mean, I would love if you was coming in making $100K, but if you're not, that's cool.
Right.
But if you're still trying to put forth an effort to do something,
You got
bringing
these motherfuckers
something
out
to
here
the
that ain't
table.
even still
That's the
putting
mean
forth
But
an
man,
effort.
because you
I
put thought
don't.
into it.
At this point, I'm not dealing with nobody that every other week you
You at
quit the
home.
job because they ask you
Or
to do
lie
something
that you're
and you don't
working.
like it. Oh, that too.
You got motherfuckers out here lying saying they at work. That's a whole
They
nother.
don't be at work.
Don't even be at work. Ain't got no check.
Oh wow.
Jeez.
That's a whole nother subject. But
Oh,
yeah,
see, Lord.
ain't got no money.
Wow.
But
I don't know about that
But
one.
someone said,
Bam.
folks, we do take it too far, and they really do be having high expectations.
for
You know,
sure,
offering nothing.
nothing. And it's,
Absolutely
Yes,
nothing. Not
nothing.
even a hug sometimes, motherfucker. I'd be like,
But that's you're expecting. That's so it's tricking.
We have a few minutes. I do want to ask you guys because the month of June is mental health
Men's
month.
month.
for men.
Right.
Okay,
Yes.
so I just want to know from a man's perspective, and since y'all are real gents, what would you just going, each of you, one thing that, whether it's your partner or even your best friend, what is a sign of appreciation to you, like that someone can show you that I really do appreciate you. I really do, like even if they don't tell you, what's something that that you can recognize as being.
So if it's anybody that's close to me or a friend, if I've been a helping hand to you and I've been helping you do a certain thing, because more than likely if I'm around you, I'm pushing you to do something greater than what you're doing. So like, what would showing me appreciation if you actually go and do that thing that I've been helping you with, do something with it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I will give you an example, but I ain't trying to put nobody out there like that. But I'm just saying,
Don't
Don't
do
put no name on it.
Don't
Don't
put no
put a
name
name on it.
They gonna probably know who they
gonna
are.
it's gonna be known. I don't have that many friends.
Oh, okay.
But my thing is like, if you come up to me and say, "Oh, I want to learn how to do hair," and I'm like, "Well, come on," because I charge people to take classes, but you're my friend. Let me teach you how to braid down. Then I'm gonna teach you how to do a quick weave. I'm gonna teach you how to do this. But like when you're not around me and you just sitting at home chilling, why you not out trying to braid somebody's hair to make some money, or showing that what I'm doing for you, you're actually using.
Yeah,
it.
because
Right.
you that's the way, because they're actually doing
Because
it.
you don't have to give me anything. Just show me that you actually applying yourself.
I feel you.
Okay, what about you, Chris?
If it's a spouse, I say cooking. Like
Okay.
I always thought that to way to me and heart is to
Okay, so a home cooked
a
meal
home
for
cooked
you
meal
is
was just.
gonna win
That's
your
why my
heart.
ex had me on a hook,
Okay.
cause that little motherfucker could cook. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But other
Okay.
than that, yeah, just cooking.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, for me, I feel like I'm comfortable with small stuff. Like, I don't expect nothing big. I don't expect for you to go out and do anything major for me. A lot of people complain because they said they feel like that I'm too expensive or whatever because
They
I
tell
like
me the
nice
same
stuff.
thing.
Yeah.
But that's what I like for me.
too high.
I'm not expecting for you to give me what I like for me. I don't care, and like I was saying when we did the first episode, when I went on a date and I paid the ticket and he said, well, since you took care of that, I'll leave the tip.
Yeah.
And then when we left there and went on Deep Ellum and we went to the cookie place, he was like, well, you pay for the food so I can at least pay for it. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff like that. You show your appreciation by not just taking
all the time.
but you're offering to do
Yeah.
something.
For sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel you on that.
I'm piggybacking off of them because mine's the same thing with a partner, with a spouse. It could be the simple things of, how I like home when I come home. The bed is made up every day. I don't make the bed up. Our clothes is washed. the dishes put up, the kid is fed and she laying down. It just be the simple things. I've been at work all day. I'm doing this and running around. So just to come home and have to woosah, it's just appreciation. Or you just literally being there telling me you appreciate me. It don't have to be the extravagance. I like stuff, but it don't have to be that. A simple card on my pillow when I wake up, or I done had times where your lunch is in the refrigerator. Lunch, you made lunch, and then I get to work, I open it, it's a note. I love you. Just want to let you know I appreciate you. Little stuff like that. I like stuff like that.
Even taken away from like being in a relationship part, like do y'all feel appreciated by the people that are in your circle?
Yeah. I do.
In my circle, yeah, to a certain point.
Right.
Okay.
I think I learned to balance who is where.
Right.
Like there's things that with my friendships, I know that there's things that I can talk about with him that I couldn't talk about with somebody else. I know, like under Natasha, there's things that I can go to Natasha and talk about that I know that another mutual friend, we can't have the same conversation because our views are not the same. Our outlook is not the same. So I think you kind of learn people and you kind of learn where people are, and everybody is not in the same space in your life. You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm with you on it.
Well, the last comment is there are three type of people: a giver, taker, or both. And those were the comments.
Which one do you?
A giver, taker, or what?
A giver, taker. I'm a
or
giver.
both.
For sure.
Or both.
But I can be a taker too.
giver.
I love to get gifts and be.
I guess I would be both too, but I've always been put in the giver.
I have been too. And one thing that I would do want people to understand is when you're a giver, and like the comment said, and you're giving from your heart and it's genuine,
Right.
God always gives you back.
Right.
So I tell people all the time,
never
I don't ever want you to feel like that because I do something for you, or because we were in a space and we were dating and I went above and beyond for you, that you got over on me.
No, you didn't.
There's been times where I've done something for somebody and within 5 minutes I've gotten that money back plus some. And you may not know that because it's none of your business.
There you go.
But it's because whatever I did, it came from the heart.
Exactly.
So what from the heart returns to the heart. You
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying? And so, and
that.
people just have this misinterpretation that they feel like they're getting over or they feel like they using you.
Yes. And I don't know if it's like our age now or something, because they always feel like if we do something, you're tricking.
Right.
Let's say Stanley say, "Oh, get him a bottle. I'm gonna get him a bottle. It's his birthday." Oh, Stanley tricking on what's the name for his birthday. Stanley done got them a cake. He a trick.
Oh yeah.
I've had that happen so many times.
I know, because
Baby,
people done came to me saying my friend be tricking, and I'm like, I know Stanley, he don't trick.
Because we are out of time, but I'll do one last question.
Dang, we gotta go.
But Crystal Johnson said, Neiman. She said today, if nobody told you today, cousin Neiman, I appreciate you. And Journey said Neiman is a giver. He needs to learn to take. But he needs to learn to be a taker. But here's the question, that last question, and we out. Okay. This came from Stephen D. Hill, and he said, how do you set boundaries with good friends and your personal space?
Wow. So me, I separate the two. Like I've learned in my friends who are my club friends and who are my ride it out friends.
Right.
Like, I have
But there is a
people that
difference,
are
y'all.
friends
There
that
is.
we go out, we turn up, we have a great time, but that's
Don't
all
come to my
you're
house.
good for.
Don't come to my house.
And I have friends that I know that if some shit happen and I gotta pick up the phone, I can pick up the phone and call you and you gonna stop doing what you do. You know what I'm saying? Prime example, like I got a person that I've been best friend for years that when I was going through a situation, I couldn't call, but I called this one right here. And he woke up out his sleep and was like, Bishop, what's up? What we need to do? What do you need to come here? What we, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I think you kind of learn where to put people and how to set those boundaries with certain people because everybody, you have friends that your friendship is levels. And you know when and when to cut that off. And
That's true.
Back to the levels. Levels to this shit.
You have your friends, like you said, I have my friends that I know I can go turn up with, and I also have my friends that I know I can talk about God and speak the Bible about, you know what I'm saying, and be serious with. And I have my friends that I know that like you said, some shit going on, I can call this one person I know, no matter what time of night it is, what's going on, they gonna have my back. You know what I'm saying? And you just have to learn as we get to be adults and grow older. You just learn how, when we're young, you say everybody your friend, we friends, but you get older, you know how to place people and put them where they supposed to be. That way, it can prevent you from people breaking and crossing your boundaries and getting hurt too as well.
Well, with me, I think mine is just labeled different. Mine would be family. Like my friends that I call my family. If I say, "Oh, this is my brother, this is my nephew, this is my sister," them are my family members. And then if I say, "Oh, that's my homeboy," or that's somebody that I'm not finna invite over to my house, or somebody I'm not finna call and say, "This nigga done broke up with me," I'm not finna talk to you about that because you're not family to me. So you know what I'm saying? That's how I separate the shit.
Okay.
I ain't got to even answer the question. They said enough. Like
Your people
real
support
talk.
you.
Yeah, no shade.
They do.
But
Like,
not. You have to be able to know which friends is going to automatically support you. I have friends that say you're my friend, but you don't support me. But and it's noted. I take a mental note. I know who you is. I know how we rock. I know how it is. It's no love lost.
Right.
I just know where we at.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
it's levels to it. It's brackets.
Because they be feeling like a lot when people come, like when my friends come up and see me and their hair is done and then somebody's in my chair, I'm like, well, who did your hair? Well, why you didn't come to him? And I'll be like, don't do that. Like, don't, like, telling my client, like, don't do that, because I don't want them to feel like they have to come to me to get their hair done. Or if I do anything, like, you know what I'm saying, you make sure and stuff, you don't feel like all your friends have to come to you to get your hair done. It's just because, come to me when you want to. That's how I know it's genuinely, like, real. That's how I know you seriously want to support me or whatever. And I'm not saying, oh, I'm not fucking with you because you don't get your hair done with me, you don't support me. I've never seen that from the mountains. But it's just, that's how it goes with me.
Clients come and go.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up.
We gotta
This is
go.
Another great episode.
Good job, y'all. Good
Good
job,
Thank
y'all.
y'all for joining me.
I love the conversations
I
because
do
we
too.
really be candid and we be open. Big shouts out to Boss Lady and After
Yes.
Party Radio.
What's up, boss
Rocking with
lady?
us.
Learning a lot about y'all.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Well, we glad. We appreciate y'all, man.
Rocking
We
with
really
us.
do.
Hey y'all, if you
Yes.
have not, please make sure you go follow the After Party
Hit that
Radio.
button.
Please hit that like button. If you
Yes.
are not following us, Real Gents, Real Talk, all social media platforms,
Yes,
YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We
Yeah.
doing TikTok. We doing all of it.
Go follow
So
us.
make sure you follow us. If you are in the city, make sure you support everybody
Yes.
for Juneteenth weekend.
Yes.
We'll be outside this
We
weekend.
will be out there
We'll be
interviewing
outside
y'all.
this weekend. So we
Yeah.
look forward to seeing you all. We got one more week in Pride Month, so this next conversation is going to be amazing. So y'all make sure y'all tune in. If you have not shared the live, please share the live and tell your friends to tap in. Real Gents, Real Talk. We'll see y'all next Tuesday.
See y'all next
Thank y'all for
Tuesday.
rocking with us. Peace out.
Gent love, gent love. Mwah, mwah. Woo. Can they still hear us? Yeah.
Okay, was out, now I'm back up in it. About to go the limit. Since you